Hello, Monday. I'm Steven, and I agree with a lot of people who think the Monday after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday. Yes, it very much should. Speaking of the Super Bowl, hate to see it end on a penalty like that. There's holding penalties on pretty much every play that could be called. They're just not. Wish the refs would have let the players play and let it finish that way. And I didn't have a car in that race. I just think that the NFL had it scripted that they wanted the Chiefs to win, and the Chiefs won. We'll leave that at that. I do think that you gave Patrick Mahomes the MVP of the game for one 15-yard scramble on a bad ankle. Okay, but what about Jalen Hurts? That dude balled out. 304 yards passing, a touchdown, and 3 rushing touchdowns, setting a Super Bowl record. Even though Philadelphia lost, Hurts should have been your game MVP for sure. Anyway, some other things that happened last night. The Rihanna halftime show. I won't say it's bad, because it wasn't bad, and most of those shows are lip sync. That one just sounded mixed too much. Her lip syncing was off, and yeah, I know she was pregnant on the trapeze type stage, but I think because of her pregnancy, perhaps some guests would have offset that performance and made it a little better. Again, not the worst Super Bowl performance ever, but nowhere close to being at the top of the bar. Anyway, some other things happened last night during the Super Bowl, including the Flash trailers.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again. Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets. It's my face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe. Zod.
We've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future. What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm
Well, we're Barry.
Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
So, for my non-comic book people out there, let me break it down in comic speak for you. Everybody thinks it looks pretty good. The buzz, pretty exciting about that because you're getting Michael Keaton back as the 1989 Batman. But let's start with the fact that, I might have mentioned this before a while ago, Warner Brothers has been an absolute mess for the last few years. Now, this movie is loosely based on a comic book cycle, comic book group called Flashpoint, where Flash goes back in time because he wants to prevent the death of his mother. By doing so, he completely alters the universe. So the universe he comes back into after saving his mom, Aquaman and Wonder Woman are at war with each other. He goes to try to find Batman, and he does find a Batman, but it's not the Batman that we know, the one where Bruce Wayne witnessed the brutal murder of his mother and father, Thomas and Martha Wayne, and becomes Batman who vows not to kill and doesn't use guns. In this reality that Barry creates, the Flash, by going back in time, he finds a Batman that is now Thomas Wayne, Bruce's dad, who witnessed Bruce and his mother being killed and becomes a gun-toting, brutal vigilante known as Batman. A little bit different there. They also find a Superman who didn't quite land in Smallville, was imprisoned, and is really, really frail. And they end up, a lot of the stuff you see with the Supergirl in this trailer, they kind of replace Superman there with Supergirl. Now, that being said, this thing went through a lot of different cuts and a lot of edits. There was a rumor that Henry Cavill made an appearance at the end because the world that Flash creates in this movie, there's a Supergirl, not a Superman, but in the end you were supposed to see Henry Cavill again. That's not happening because The Rock overstepped his ego and kind of crushed things with Black Adam that didn't perform, so Henry Cavill was back for about 5 minutes and gone again, which is still a sore spot. A lot of people want to see Henry Cavill back. The other side of this, Affleck, no longer going to be Batman, and we'll get to see him in this movie. And I think he's probably going to be in the beginning and then kind of get kicked out towards the end for Michael Keaton's Batman. But Keaton was supposed to be back for longer. So the sad thing about this trailer for me is Affleck and Keaton are one and done. But for the most part, it does look pretty cool. Seeing the 1989 Batmobile is pretty cool again. Seeing Keaton in the black suit is pretty cool again, but unfortunately, I want more Affleck as Batman. I think this looks interesting to see what they do with it, but this is kind of going to reset things going forward, not all of which I think needs to be reset. So we'll see how it plays out and we'll see what happens, but I know there's a lot of trouble with Ezra Miller these days, and it's interesting that the posters for the movie don't really show his face. It's kind of him standing backwards, and it's more, at this point, feels like Batman Flashpoint than the Flash Flashpoint, but nonetheless, I gotta say it looks pretty good. It looks pretty interesting. It's piqued my curiosity. I do get to see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania this week before most everybody else, so I'll feel free to mention that. But nonetheless, all in all, not a bad Sunday. Looking forward to some things. So hopefully your Monday is good. Go watch The Bachelor if you do that. Go watch WWE if you do that. Or just go spend time with the people you love or tolerate, because time is limited. Thanks for watching. Now get out of here.